Okay, we're on Friday here. Off the lows for the week, but we all know our tendency to make new highs or lows for the week on Friday. We'll see if that low from yesterday is protected. Tariff news. It's been a while. We haven't had tariff news, so let's get some drug tariff news. Let's talk some one-on-one with chip manufacturing. Let's talk Costco earnings. Jay told us the hot dogs are still $1.50. That's a good thing. Ratings. JP Morgan hops on a stock and it's going down a little bit. Tony Pawlak, 835, real life trading. He loves ticker time on pre-market prep, and so do you. Let's get it started.
The volatility right now is really incredible.
Wow, look at that consolidation on the upper right chart.
You know what we've seen this earnings season? Some of these expected moves get even more violent. This is why I have switched my strategy 10 years ago. And if you're chasing, you're in trouble.
All right, good morning, traders and investors. Let's get those charts up and see what's going on in the market. We are up after yesterday's decline. We are up 5.5 handles at 66.65 and a quarter. The buck flat, 98.13. TLT still kind of wilting, down 21 cents, 88.77. USO is having its best week in 3 months. Not good for inflation. Gold being gold up 27 cents at 345.02. Silver, SLV, had one heck of a day yesterday, down 14 cents at 40.89. And Bitcoin gets that 50% retracement of that break off the all-time high and withering down again. Where are you, Bitcoin holders? All right, 8:02. We got through the opening comments here. Let's bring on Triple D. And Triple D, for a Friday, don't you want to relax on a Friday and just worry about the Tigers this weekend?
Yes, I am worried about the Tigers. I think everybody in the whole D is worried about the Tigers. This 1-9 streak here, nobody saw this coming. What were their odds like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago? They must have had like a 99% chance of like winning the division. And now we're looking here at, potential elimination here. This is just crazy, Joel. This is
big win last night.
This was a classic like Tiger choke job here.
They're going to make the playoffs, Dennis. They're going to make the playoffs.
You're confident?
Yeah. They're one game behind Boston for the second wild card. They're one game ahead of Houston for the third wild card. They got 3 games against Boston in Boston. And you know who's pitching on Sunday for us? Take a guess. Tarek Skubal. So
there we go.
Yep, baseball kayfabe. You know what we're talking about.
I'm nervous.
Dennis, you're never nervous.
I'm not a nervous sports fan whatsoever. I don't ever get nervous. I'm never worried. When the Lions got the lead late in the game, never worried at all. Never worried that Skinner's going to let in a bad goal with a minute left in a hockey game. Never worried at all. I don't get nervous in sports whatsoever. It doesn't impact my life at all. That's what I keep telling myself anyway.
All right. Come on, tariffs, man.
No sports. Shut the show down. Half of Twitter just left when we started talking sports as soon as we mentioned the Tigers. So we got to move on. The tariff man is back. Tariffs are back in town. He's tariffing everything. He's tariffing kitchen cabinets, tariffing drugs, tariffing the world. Bring the Brentster in here to the tariff conversation. He's sitting in the background here, and I know he wants to get in here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Headlines is coming, tweet storm or truth storm, whatever you want to call it last night. Sounds like tariffs. Oh, tariffs for everyone. You get a tariff, you get a tariff, everybody gets a tariff.
Why not? Why not?
Why
so
not?
We had 3 sections of tariffs here this morning. We had chip. We won't call it a tariff, right? We had a chip manufacturing update. We had a 50% tariff on kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities. That's going to start October 1st. And then we also had tariffs on drugs produced overseas. Which one do you guys want to start with here this morning?
I think we'll leave the drugs for a second here, and a lot of our domestic drug makers are up on this. But let's go to the one that we let's go to the one we kind of knew about already, which was this furniture, kitchen cabinets, maybe a new part of it here, like you were saying, Brentster. But we already saw RH dump $30 in one day when there was rumors that they're going to tariff furniture. Wayfair as well. And then we also saw Williams-Sonoma getting hit too. They've already been hit on this news. So you're seeing, a slight rebound here in RH, got down to 191 last night because the algos hit it down and they don't know this news has happened before because they're too stupid. But every human being saying, we already have this news. This was already out there. We knew this. Now the kitchen cabinetry stuff is a little bit newer, and there's a couple stocks benefiting from that. So you were digging Brent Stir and you found a couple good ones.
Yeah, Trump, and by the way, Trump True Thing, we will be imposing a 50% tariff on all kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and associated products starting October 1st, 2025. Additionally, we will be charging a 30% tariff on upholstered furniture. So when we heard this furniture tariffs thing before, the go-to was kind of like your RH, your Wayfair, your Williams-Sonoma, your some of your domestic furniture producers like Lazy Boy. The ones today, in my opinion, were a little underappreciated before. We have MBC and AMWD. We have MBC as master brand and AMWD as American Woodworking. And these are domestic U.S. North American manufacturers of kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities. So those ones are higher today. Although we already heard about this furniture thing previously and the stocks got hit, we do also have RH down this morning, Williams-Sonoma down this morning, Wayfair, ticker W, and also Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY, down lower this morning on this.
And then we got Lazy Boy trading higher as well. Good Monroe, Michigan company here, Joel. I beat you to it. Lazy Boy. Actually, I'm long Lazy Boy. I picked it up last night. We'll be flipping it out into the tariff pop here this morning. Joel, you're on mute. He was so excited to talk Monroe, Michigan here. We were going to get the whole monologue about Monroe, Michigan, but
good warning.
We muted him. I think the system intentionally muted him.
I got a new one. I'm going to skip right past Monroe, Michigan here. And Dennis, I'm not even going to ask you this because you're not going to get this at all. And I don't even know if anybody in the chat is going to get this. Okay. But I'm not worried about the furniture tariffs. You know why? Because I got an uncle in the furniture business.
Oh,
you got a guy
who's going to directly benefit from this, maybe.
Joshua Door. Do you guys remember that jingle? That store in Detroit in the early 70s, Joshua Door?
Joke, but I'm not sure.
It's not a joke.
Give us a little.
Okay, so in the early 1970s, there was a big furniture store in this area, and it was called Joshua Door. And their commercials, there was a guy named Joshua Door, and their commercials were, "Don't worry, you got an uncle in the furniture business, Joshua Door, Joshua Door." But here's the bad thing, Joshua Door. I hope no one's listening to this, but he ended up in the trunk of his car.
Oh,
ew.
Yeah.
Joshua Trunk.
Yeah. Joshua Door. But
I don't remember the.
I don't want to know that. That was a sad ending to a good story, Joel.
But anyways,
that's
a long time ago. Lazy Boy, I don't know. I mean, let's just talk about the winners from this. And Brent gave us a while ago AMWD. I mean, aren't these kind of pops and drops off these tariffs kind of short-lived? You know?
Correct.
Yes. So that's, if you're ringing the register on American Woodwork, I don't blame you. The stock has not been a good performer a long period of time. You can say that about Lazy Boy as well. That took a big hit. That's been in the trading range forever. MBC. So you want to look for your, for your American manufacturers. That's a big move. That's up $1.46. Look for the pre-market action in that. If you had a short or you had things on in RH and Billy Sonoma and stuff, this is kind of unexpected news on an expiration Friday. So keep an eye on your
expiration Friday. What month are you? What week are you in?
There's weekly options.
Oh, he's talking weeklies now.
Yeah. Well, there's actually.
I had me look at the calendar twice. I'm like, did I
no
somehow wake up on a 15 to 21 day?
Well, there's
go to sleep for a month.
Zero DTEs. I mean, you have options, and if you go online, you got options.
It's daily options. You could say every day is an expiration day. Let's go.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected there, but Yeah, winners and losers across the board. Without going through all the numbers in each individual stocks, I'd be looking for, the pre-market levels as good support and resistance.
Okay, continuing on with the tariff parade here. Chips. So going forward, we've learned something here. When Trump takes a stake in a company a la MP Materials, Intel, you just stay long these things and never sell. That's the new play. Because there's a new headline, it seems like every day that's positive for Intel. So we got the Trump administration come in and saying, 1-to-1 chip spreadster, what's this headline all about?
All right, so let me read here I'm reading an India Economic Times. The U.S. is set to enforce new regulations mandating that semiconductor companies produce as many chips domestically as they import. Any company unable to maintain a 1-to-1 production ratio could face hefty tariffs, again, according to the Economic Times of India.
Okay. Direct winners and losers for this. Obviously, this is benefiting Intel. Intel trading up 4.2%, although off the highs, this thing hit almost $38 last night.
Did hit 38.
38. So that's a little bit overdone. And I mean, again, this is still Intel, folks. I know everybody's coming in here and loving Intel again, but I mean, this is Intel, and Intel's a perennial. We haven't heard, really much, from a fundamental perspective, but we've got the Trump administration. Basically, the entire move here has been off Trump. The entire thing from 21 to 38 last night. This is all off of Trump. Nothing off of what Intel's doing, but everything off of what Trump is doing. So still like guilty until proven innocent to a certain extent. I think at a certain point in time, you should ring the register on this. So I'm going against what I just said. And then you have Global Foundries, GFS, obviously makes chips domestically here. Global Foundries trading up 7.6% as well. Direct loser, Taiwan Semiconductor, down 1.3% overseas. AMD, NVIDIA, down slightly here, but, not muted response here. So really it's Intel, Global Foundries, and Taiwan Semiconductor, the love triangle.
Yeah, TSM down here just after hitting an all-time high earlier in the week, trading down 359. Is this, these implications, are they going to be hitting immediately in a quarter?
Yes, this is what happens immediately. No, I don't know when. I think it's, I don't know when it goes in. We even know.
Let me see.
It's still just rumors.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a date yet.
It's just rumors at this point in time. Now, the tariffs from the Trumpster on the furniture is supposed to be October 1st. So we have a date on the furniture. That's right away. And we know he doesn't play games like when he's coming out. But we don't have, this didn't come from the Trumpster, this Global Foundries. This came from Wall Street Journal originally?
Yep.
WSJ.
Yep.
So this is not from a truth. He didn't truth this last night. He just truthed about this, about the furniture and the drugs, which we'll get to in a second. Didn't truth about the chips. So he'll probably truth about that today, and the algos will rip on it, though. So keep that in mind as well, because the algos, they don't know news has already happened. They just buy it on whatever headline. So we've been talking about that in the STN room. You can get the pop on the headline. You can get the pop on the headline again. You can get the pop on the headline again because the algos are too stupid to realize that news already happened. Human beings for the win.
Want to jump in with some breaking news? We had Boeing moving just a few minutes ago. FAA likely to lift restrictions on Boeing 737 MAX production and approve final safety checks. Announcement possibly coming as soon as Friday. Boeing shares popped a good $5 or so on this report.
Yeah, we've moved this to the buy side in the STN room. We've been talking about it from 213 to 215, 216. It's Kramer kind of turned the stock around. You've been leaking it back. You leaked back a little bit on market weakness here. Now you got to pop here too. I feel like Boeing has, I kind of agree with Jim Kramer here. He thinks it's bottoming. I think it's bottoming too. I'm a buyer of Boeing on weakness. I don't like buying stocks when they're up 7 points.
$8, 8 stakes. That's what's trading up. Boy, I did not look at this one in the STN room with you guys, but look at that consolidation after the break. I'm looking at the upper right chart here, folks, and I know everyone likes to focus on highs and lows and stocks and, double tops, but sometimes when the stock just gets sleepy like this, look at the trading range that it had for the better part of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, going back, going all the way back to September 12th. So about 2 weeks, you're in a trading range. Volume starts to wither down. And with the volume coming down, really coming down, just means that like all the people puking that bought it at 235, 240, they're done. They're done with Boeing. They're just waiting for another negative headline. And then the sneaky buyers come in like, hey, we're going to pick up 742,000 shares at 215. They worked that area. Now you get a pop. Trading up $7, 727, pre-market high 222. What is more important for this stock is to put a bid in here at 220. Maybe it will be today. I think you're probably going to breach that level. Don't know if you're going to get a gap fill, but that's the next move up. Getting a little bit here at 220, and then perhaps going up and testing that 50-day moving average at 226.22, and just eyeballing that. That was a 30-point move, 15. That takes you right to that area too, 226, 227 for 50% retracement.
Moving back to the true storm here, drugs. Drugs were next. So it's basically just Trump. That's all you need to pay attention to. Get the Trump account, just follow it, and that's where you're making your money here. Truthing out. What's this drugs truth here, Brentster? I don't want to butcher it, so I'll let you just read
I don't have it here. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
It's 100% tariffs on patented drugs from Europe. I have it for you.
Do you? Read it.
I just read it. That's what I had.
That
was it?
Yeah.
That was it.
So 100%. So, there was more to it than that. It was if they're manufacturing in the U.S., they'd have no tariff applied to them. So if they're manufacturing or intend to manufacture in the U.S. The issue with this truth is that most of you European drug manufacturers, actually, a lot of them have manufacturing facilities in the U.S. So you're not going to see like all these European drug stocks just get hammered here for that reason. We are seeing a direct benefit on a lot of these U.S. companies here. Merck trading up 1.6%. Pfizer, the dog of all dogs, having a day, trading up 0.89%. Lilly trading up 1.6%. AbbVie also trading up 1.7%. All moving a little bit higher. Overseas, I automatically think, oh, GSK, maybe moving down here. No, well, GSK has major manufacturing facilities, I believe, in Pennsylvania. So probably not going to apply to them. Are there some European drug manufacturers that don't have manufacturing here? Well, dig deep. You might be able to find a couple of them. I do see NVO trading down here, pre-market. I didn't verify if they are going to be impacted or not, but I don't think it's going to apply to as many companies as we think it's going to, for the simple reason is that a lot of these companies have manufacturing facilities in the
Well, you want to hear the Apple caveat with this one? 100% duty on patented drugs unless the producer is building a manufacturing plant in the US.
Exactly. So even if, or intend to build, I think it is.
Yes.
Well, they all intend to build now.
They're out there buying property right now. They are, and they're building factories and they're drawing things up. One way around that, I mean, that's the old trick, took that right out of the Apple book here. And so I'm sure you'll be seeing that. But moving, Lilly, I don't know, do we have any particular stock? The only one I wanted to highlight here is Pfizer. And we could go back to our golden rule here about when companies make an acquisition. I know it wasn't a huge acquisition, but I almost can bet, Dennis, that the acquisition they did was on September 22nd. Was it this week? No, maybe not. It was last week.
Be right. It was recent. That sounds right.
It was recent. I don't know if it was that day. I think it might have been.
It was close to that day.
Yeah. If not, it was maybe September 12th. But and it's trading up 30, 40 cents. And we're like, what? This is the acquirer, is it going to be immediately?
Yeah, but they've been waiting for Pfizer to buy a weight loss drug for a long time. So I'm not surprised it did rally on that, because that's what the market's wanted for a long time. Yep. But it's Pfizer. And we know Pfizer, is the most hated drug stock of all time. So 7.2% dividend, trades like 8 times earnings. They just absolutely hate Pfizer's guts, like with a passion. Like the retail community just hates this company because, why? Because a lot of the COVID shots and stuff, the people hate this company. So, and the market hates this company. Now, I own this company in the long-term account, keep getting my 7%, but the problem is the stock goes down more than 7% a year, so I'm probably down in it overall. I don't know when the value trap actually stops, but maybe it never stops. But I got to tell you, Pfizer has potentially been the worst drug stock investment that I've ever made.
Okay. All right. So the other stocks we mentioned Lilly, that's trading up. That had what a nice gap fill we had in Lilly. Merck still can't get out of the Merck had a bad day yesterday. Came back down to the low of the move. Just look at with one false swoop here. XLV had a bad day yesterday. That's still in the trading range. So tariff news, good for some, bad for others.
Okay. So keeping on with Trumpster, because he's the only one that moves markets here today. Oracle. So he comes on just after 4 o'clock. We are live in the STN room again. And the Brentster and a couple other people coming in saying, hey, he's gonna talk TikTok. Well, okay, we're like, might as well buy some Oracle right now, because if you're gonna talk TikTok, Oracle's probably gonna pop. So Oracle's actually trading down below 291. Yeah. Then he starts the presser. Starts talking the deal on TikTok, which we've known all the details on the TikTok deal for a long time. But again, this algorithmic driven market's like, oh, he's going to sign the TikTok. All the algos are like, hey, algo buddy over there. Hey, he's going to sign the TikTok deal. So they buy. Okay,
it's
all
enough.
the way up to $298. On news we already knew. Welcome to algorithmic trading world, because they don't care. They're just buying because they see a positive headline for a stock. STN Room did well on this one last night. Again, paying for their memberships in one trade. 291, all the way up to 298. Now, again, I always get out too soon. My exits are never great. But I'll tell you, that's a big move here for stock news we already knew. So predictably, again, I know JV in the chat was saying, I'm going short. So play it the other way too, and it came all the way back down. Human beings are just killing the algos lately. So I don't know if it's AI trying to trade and it's just absolutely pathetic at stock trading, but there are so many opportunities to front run algos on headline anticipation and then to fade them on stupid moves. There's a living being made just trading against algorithmic trading right now. This is as bad as algorithmic trading I've ever seen it. So there's got to be some new systems coming in right now that absolutely just have no clue what they're doing. We're not talking about Citadel. We're not talking about Virtue. They've rocked it. They rock market making. They rock arbitrage. This new stuff, though, the headline algo traders that are coming in absolutely have no idea what they're doing. So they buy Oracle up on the TikTok news for the 27th time last night. And predictably, that news gets faded.
Go ahead.
I think there was one bit of info that JD Vance gave yesterday. It was
Brent trying to defend the algos. Go.
$14 billion valuation for TikTok. That is, we heard Trump kind of like defer over to JD. JD said that, and Oracle started kind of Oracle was moving, but it kind of really started moving higher when we heard that info. Chat, help me out if we had heard Oracle $14 billion valuation before.
I don't know. No, I don't think we did. And where did they get this number from? Like, this is just fugazi. They just made it up. Because where's that number coming from? Where is the valuation coming from? I mean, one, Snapchat's worth $14 billion. Snapchat. How the hell is that worth as much as the TikTok US operation? It doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. None. So I don't know where this $14 billion number comes from, but it absolutely makes zero sense to me. I guess I got to go dig deeper and read here. And this is only the US operations. The whole entity, obviously, is still China, so that's worth more. But you're telling me the US operations of TikTok are worth potentially less than Snapchat? I don't know, man. Where do you get these numbers from?
The research that I did, a little bit on that note, Dennis, the research that I did last night said that U.S. companies are going to own 45% of TikTok, the new TikTok, let's call it. And then BitDance, which is the former Chinese owner, is going to own 35%. So, I mean, Trump was talking about some of the investors, and he mentioned 5 investors in TikTok. He mentioned they were some of the best investors of the world. Where we get that number from, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I think you're surprised. I think your sentiment on it, Dennis, is pretty spot on to be a little skeptical of that
14
number.
bill. I'm like, did he drop a zero? Like, I don't know. But again, he was just saying the U.S. operations. So how much of it's
Right.
U.S. versus
Right.
international? But I gotta think that U.S. operations are worth more than 14 billion.
Are you guys on?
I'm just
are you guys on
flabbergasted that
TikTok?
the numbers that low. In a world that all the numbers seem absurd, this seems absurd to the downside.
Other way.
The other way.
I do not use TikTok, Joel. Do you use TikTok?
I'm not going to give them my data.
Well, you won't have to worry
Joel
about that.
protects all of his data.
What?
No having on TikTok. I don't really use TikTok either. My wife likes TikTok. I don't.
I've never. I mean,
I have no TikTok account.
Yeah.
I don't think Joel's a TikToker. He
No.
doesn't look like a tick. He's a talker, but he's not a TikToker.
I will just say that the bloom is off the rose for Oracle. Okay.
Whoa, what does that mean? The
You've
flower
never
fell
heard that
off?
term?
The flower fell off?
He's bearish. Joel thinks fill in the gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Joel's all for gap fill. You and Dan Nathan right there on the gap fill.
All right. Okay. Let's, that's a low blow. Okay.
Well, no, it's not. Dan Nathan. That's Dan Nathan said.
I don't
last
know.
night.
I mean,
it's going
just,
to fill the gap.
Yeah.
Because everybody said, like Carter Worth got on there and said it's turn. I don't think it's going to fill the gap. And Dan Nathan's like, it's going to fill the gap. Of course, Dan Nathan, who's eternally bearish on everything, is going to say it's going to go down and fill the gap. But Joel, you kind of are a little bit bearish sometimes.
I mean, this is, and I said this in the STN room when people are asking about it. I'm looking at this chart, and this is going to be the old gap struggle fill. And you make a new low, and then you pop it. You get everyone excited. Oh, it's going back, and then there's another thing, and then it makes a lower low, and then everyone gets excited again, and it gets a pop off the news, and then it comes down and it works in the gap lower. That's what I'm seeing right now in Oracle, and it's worked the last 3 days. It's moving all over. I mean, so much good news is already factored into this. They gave the good news. They told us what they're doing in 2030. And 29, 28, 27, 26. If those numbers come to fruition, this is, like we said before, this company is, I don't know, $1,000 stock if it's making that much money.
If they hit those numbers.
Yes, if.
But a lot of people are saying those numbers, they don't know where they got them from. They don't think they can hit them here. I'm kind of with you. It kind of looks weak right now. I have a little bit of my long-term portfolio. I don't know if it's going all the way down, filling the gap here, but I also don't know if I want to bet against Larry Ellison either. So we'll see what happens here. Jury's out on TikTok, but it's been hanging out too long in this 290 area. It feels like it wants to break down here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks down today just to punish all those news algos from last night. So I'm with you for today, Joel. I'll go bearish neutral or bearish on Oracle as a day trade right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is you do day trade this, and you do trade it off the open, and this
I love trading this
is
stock.
wild. It's wild. I think that's been like the funnest stock to file off the opens. But you know what, guys? It's 8:28 and 29 seconds, and we got some data coming out, Dennis.
PCE?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Take my glasses. Okay, we'll get ready. Brentster, do we have a preview or anything on the PC?
Sure.
No.
Why not?
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
We are going to be looking for a few data points here. We're going to be looking for personal income. We're going to be looking for personal spending. Personal income expected up 0.3 for August. Personal spending month over month expected up 0.5. And then I'll also hit you with the core PCE price index month over month. That is expected to be up 0.2%. We got about 45 seconds here until that data.
Hot or not is what we are going to look for. Hot GDP data, hot data yesterday sent us down. We're trading up right near the intraday high from yesterday, which is right near the low from Wednesday. So if they like it, they got some room to take it up. If they take it down, the pre-market low is at 53.25. So this is probably going to determine whether or not that low from yesterday holds up. It is now 8:29 and 45 seconds. The super fast algos located right next to the server are getting the data about now. And then the rest of the investing world is going to get it here in about 10 seconds.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Da-da-da.
Crickets.
And
Standing by.
jury
Standing by.
says
Personal
Surveys.
spending comes in better than expected. Personal income comes in better than expected. The core PCE reading is right in line, up 0.2% month over month for the month of August. This looks like it's going to be a nothing burger, folks.
nothing burgers.
We weren't
Ah,
expecting
yeah.
anything huge out of this,
Man.
though. We should
Oh,
preface. We
man.
weren't like expecting massive
I
movement
thought we
on
were going
this
to get
PCE
massive
reading.
moves.
That's what you were hoping for.
I'm just waiting for massive moves. Make volatility great again. That's what we want here.
Mava.
Yeah.
We're
Make America
TLT.
volatility again, Joel.
Yeah.
So many didn't catch that. Fortunately, it's taped and there's 3,000 people watching. Okay, next.
We're rallying.
That's boring.
We're rallying. They're liking it. That inline number, it's okay. They like it. We are now through the intraday high from yesterday. As I said, there's not much in here. We kind of whooshed through. We kind of had a day gap fill just happening right now. So we're moving up, but like you could tell, like that, like, okay, I'll sell a couple hundred here, a couple hundred here. So we're going up. It's not like the blazing up, but right now bulls have control. We're up 20 handles and trying to get, I'd say we have a close from earlier in the week at 92.25. I'd say that would be a decent target on the upside. We got a steady bid though. They like the data.
They do. We're moving higher here. This is just what they do. We're in a bull market and the stocks just go higher no matter what. Yesterday's pullback, a thing of the past. Yesterday's dip getting bought across the board. Yesterday was the opportunity. And it just continues. Tony Pawlak in the background here. If Tony is ready to go, we're ready to go. I don't mind going to the guests early when they're sitting next. I don't like them waiting. Tony, if you're ready to go, put your thumb. He's smiling. He's ready to go. Let's get that intro going. Tony's always ready to talk.
Tony Pawlak, are you president and CEO, CFO? What are you now of real life trading?
I am owner and CEO. I've got a president, Stephen King, but I'll take whatever titles you want to throw at me. The more the merrier. Just build my self-esteem. We'll keep this rolling.
How's Jeremy doing? Is he as happy as usual or happier?
He's on a beach, somewhere, just living his best life. Yeah, he's
a guy. He has life figured out.
Yeah, he's doing a ton of podcasts. He has his own podcast now. He's off to the next big adventure. You know him. He's climbing Mount Everest, I'm sure, twice. Last weekend. He's doing something fun.
Okay, all right. Let's talk to the markets, and I know you like to do your credit spread early in the week, and we did have some action here this week, and we managed to escape the option gods once again.
By $1. Yeah. It was talk about moving to the expected move of the week. Options called it to the penny, but it was close one. This was a wild week. We tried to get filled early. It ran without us. And then we waited on a pullback and sold one, and then it didn't ever bounce and kept dropping. So luckily, selling way far out of the money, showing everyone what to do when they go against you, and we're gonna easily capture pretty much all of it today. So it was a wild week, but hold emotions true. That's always true no matter what strategy, right? If your emotions are messed up, your results are going to show it, and you've got to just buckle down, hold through, let the statistics play out, and you're going to be just fine. So, man, it was wild though. Not going to lie, this was a fun week.
Good to hear. Any individual issues catching your eye this week? I know everyone wants to do some ticker time here with you a little bit, but we've never talked to you about longer term perspective on the markets, a shorter term perspective.
Yeah.
But do you ever on the weekends kind of graze through the charts or look to the news and look for some longer term holds besides Bitcoin?
Totally. Yes. Every weekend, in fact, that's part of my routine is going into a bigger perspective, weekly, monthly charts across the board and seeing it's starting. It's so easy to get caught up in all the minutia of the small stuff. And you zoom back out and everything starts to make more sense. So right now, I honestly think this is an early warning sign of what's to come on this pullback from this week. We pulled all the way back to the previous higher low on SPY. And so that normally is a warning sign. Doesn't mean we have to drop. But if we do bounce, bulls are going to need to follow through pretty hard, which I think we're gapping up right now we'll see how they follow through. If we take out the low of yesterday, my friends, me personally, I am loading up on puts. So that's going to be my line in the sand. Low of yesterday, got to hold. So if that fails, if we bounce and rotate over, again, this week was an early warning sign. I could see some more selling coming through, and we need some selling. It's just, when is it going to happen? We know it's going to happen. Are we going to run through January, then get crazy selling, or are we actually going to get some selling in October? I think October is going to see a little bit of a pullback.
Okay, so you're looking at the SPY.
Yeah.
I assume, when you talk about the
SPY.
low for last week, because
Yep.
what I was looking for in the S&Ps yesterday was to test last week's low. And it missed it. It missed it by like 13 handles. I was talking to my one buddy, and he's like, 13 handles in this market, what the heck's that? That's a double bottom. So you do have 2 weekly lows in the same area. Just let me catch it up from SPY. Oh, wow. SPY actually got closer. 54.41 was the low in the SPY yesterday. And then on the 17th, which was the SPY was closer at 54.30. So good. We got a good line on the sand. What about retrace? I mean, what are you looking for on this pop? Do you have we're floating up this morning. They like the PCE number. Do you look at a daily high? Do you look at some of the closes? What are you looking at for potential resistance in the SPY?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at closure. So I think 662, 665, both of those areas are going to be pretty important, option level wise, but also that used to be very, very strong support that is broken. And so that's going to be the big level to get through, in my opinion. If these bulls want to show up, like, this bounce is great, and people get very confused, like, it's running. Yes, but the real test is, what does it do at tough areas, not how big of a move has it made. And that's what I'm always looking at, is markets can make big moves, but the real test of strength for me in sentiment reading is what it does coming up in here into 662 to 665. So I'll be watching that very closely to see how this week closes. Depending on how we close this week will determine what I do Monday and Tuesday, and I'll be planning that over the weekend. So love the bounce. It looks good. I like the double bottom coming off here on that 15-minute chart. Looks fantastic, but we've got some headwinds in front of us still. The markets we broke through bull levels. Like 662 was my bull level for this week. I thought we'd hold, and it just cut through it like it was nothing. So now that's going to be a pretty tough barrier to get through. If we go screaming through it, now we know, hey, the buy the dippers are in full force, and things are going to come running back. But all-time highs make sense if these bulls follow through. And then again, it's back to that same game of, what do we do at all-time highs? We need some strong closures. If we get strong closures, the game continues. We just keep on running. 680 is probably going to be the next testing point for SPY if we keep running. But it's one of those things where it's like, just keep waiting for the markets to prove to you what they're trying to do. Don't guess. This rally could just be a little dead cat bounce that, again, could rotate over. And the main thing is, just look at the low of yesterday. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to, see if these bears are here or not. So,
Tony, can you show your charts? I want to do ticker time with, and you do a great job with the charts. So if you
Yeah.
can show your screen, that would be amazing.
Of course. Let's do it.
The little plus button at the bottom.
Got it.
Pick the right screen, and then we'll be off to the races. And the first ticker I'll set you up for, While Being Warrior, wants to know about CoreWeave, CRWV.
CRWV. All right. Let's go out to a bigger time frame, work our way down a little bit here. So This, to me, is a lot of buying structure. So this is a resting pattern after a huge move up. So I don't know how much higher it wants to go right now, and it wouldn't make sense to probably make another low. But overall, this tells me bulls are stepping in on some structure. So I think it looks really, really good. I would probably start to tie in, if this does rotate over, which it could. Now that's when you start drawing some trend lines, wait for that trend line break, and that's going to be your cue to start running. So maybe that's already happened, and I would be waiting to see if we could get a strong close above 130. It looks like that's where we're gapping right now. So if this weekly candle can close where it's at and finish out strong, it should potentially start a bull run. The problem is, it's already run up quite a bit. So I think this could possibly rotate one more time, and then the party begins. But it looks bullish overall to me.
Then we got the Crow, wants to know Fig Newton, FIG. I want to know Fig Newton too. It's a newer company, Figma. It's been out here for a few months now. What are your thoughts here, FIG?
Oh man, there's not a whole lot to go off of. So in this case, I'm gonna actually zoom in a lot closer to start getting some sentiment levels on this. The gap down is pretty rough, and we've held it. So at this point now, a few scenarios that I'm personally looking at. I'm putting myself into other people's shoes. If everyone was trying to buy this dip because it's starting to base, I'm going to look at everyone starting to freak out below this level. So it would make sense for this stock to pull down, grab some liquidity, and then run. That would be my bull cue on this stock, is to let this low get taken out and see if it gets bought up. If it does, that's a buy. I like that play for liquidity grab down through here. If it does bounce back up higher, I wouldn't trust anything until we start getting up above $70 on this thing. If we get some closures on a daily above 70, now I know that this structure is true, and then I can start planning out my entries to use this structure as risk management to see if this is going to go higher. At the moment right now, though, the bears are clearly in control, and this new 50 EMA here on the 2 hour is holding it down. So first step, close above that. It is possible that this is going to continue to rotate down, though. So that's going to be my last scenario. If it does break this low and close, we want to be even more patient on waiting for some dips to come through. Again, trying to short these new stocks is going to be a pretty tough game, but I would avoid it. I would look for one of those two scenarios, either that strong close above that 70 or the liquidity grab down, back up, to see if this thing's going to have some bulls afterwards.
Annie Hilario wants to know LEU. This stock has been an absolute monster. I was with George over from Prospero AI yesterday, midday, talking. He loves this company here as well. All-time highs yesterday actually was down $15, then ran up 50 straight dollars just yesterday. So this one is a mover and a shaker. LEU, which is Centrus Energy.
What's the ticker again?
LEU.
LEU.
Larry Edward Union.
Sorry, cut out halfway through the ticker thing.
No problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of bull excitement here. And this is what you want to see, right? When the markets get up into these big testing levels, you want the bulls to pass the test, and it's doing it. This was your previous buy, and we gapped down to it, and the bulls came in hard yesterday. So now if we zoom back out, the weekly is getting extended. So this can keep on running, but just know it's probably, I mean, that might have been what this little retest was here. It might have some sort of a resting pattern up here, most likely sideways. So look for something like this to come through and then build a base and probably continue up. I like this a lot. I mean, this is exactly what I'm looking for some bull momentum to buy dips on, and people were ready on that dip. It capped down a little bit and got bought up hard. I could see this running higher. I would just be careful in this buying zone up here. Like, this was the buying zone down there. Up in this range now, it can start messing with people because it's extended on a weekly. I mean, that's a lot of weekly candles in a row. Last time we did this many weekly candles, it got a pretty significant pullback and then tried to follow through with some more chop. So we could be getting a lot more chop over the next few months, most likely continuing, though, because it looks super strong to me.
Kevin wants to know IONQ.
IONQ.
I want to know IONQ too, because the
Yeah.
stock has been in the media, in social media. It is a darling. It's already traded 1.3 million shares today. It's quantum story for real here, Tony. Talk to us about the chart.
Let's go. Pennant pattern, man. Powerful resting pattern after a huge move up. So it wants to party. And now what I'd be looking at is, what is the expected move of this pennant pattern? If I could grab it to the breakout. So we haven't hit expected move yet. That's around $85. This is extended, though. It can keep on running. It doesn't have to go straight to the expected move. Look for some sort of hesitation through here. Maybe even a pullback would make sense as well. Back into 60 to 50 should be a buy all day long, in my opinion. If we zoom in here to a smaller time frame, now what we're going to look to see is, yeah, we have not broken sentiment level yet. I mean, getting below these hammers are not great, but really the big selling is going to come if we get below 65. I think that'll open that door for 55 or 50. Potential little head and shoulder on this short-term time frame. But if we can get a trap, like this is that big level I was talking about, again, look for those liquidity grabs. A move down below that gets bought up hard will trigger that move, I think, up to 85. So that's what I'd be keeping an eye out for. Use 66 as my line in the sand. Actually, hold on. It might be 67 as your line in the sand to see what it does. Close below, it's pulling back. Plan your entry down around like 55 to 50 is what I would do. If it traps, in my opinion, it looks like it's a buy to take this thing up to 85. So that's how I would play it.
Joel's on mute, so I'll have to jump in here. Oklo.
Yeah,
EK.
nice.
Oklo.
EK, Oklo.
Oklo. Is this it right here? I'm guessing.
OKLO.
All these stickers I do not trade. You can clearly see. All right, let's get a big picture here. Again, really, really strong breakout. But the problem is when stocks are making these moves, it goes on everyone's radar. And when it goes on everyone's radar, it gets really hard to make money. The easy time to make money is buying this structure down through here. This is the time where everyone's taking their profits. But this is also the time when everyone's like, yes, this stock, I'm buying this now. Doesn't mean it's not going to go higher. It's just that's how the game is played, right? You have the experienced money and you have the new money. The new money is buying, and who's selling it to them? Everyone that bought down here. Because they know, yes, it could go a little higher, but most likely we're getting ready for another pullback. That's what it does every time it runs up. Runs up, pullbacks. Runs up, pullback. This won't be any different. It's just trying to time it up now, right? So again, looking at structure on a smaller time frame to give us an idea of what it's doing, this gap down's a little bit rough. It probably does something like this. I think this moves a little bit lower based on what it's trying to do. The excitement from the bulls did not show up where they needed to show up. So probably working a little bit higher. Maybe it keeps on going, right? It's all probabilities. Like there's no way to know what's going to happen. But based on this, I love to see where the excitement's at. Like bulls should be here. And it's just some upper wicks with, I mean, some decent bull candles, but upper wicks. There's not like this, or there's not like this big old hammer down here, or this big engulfing candle that's shaved top. I want to see some excitement. And there was some, but no follow through. So now it's a question mark of, does it go here? This is your next testing ground is 130. If it hits that and rejects, we're pulling back down. And now we know that this weekly is going to play out. Probably back into like 90 to 95. Maybe let's say 100 to 90 would be a better box. Somewhere in through here is the buying zone, and then we'll play again. And it's just going to try to trap all the newer traders up here. Chance it still runs, but we would need to see some evidence on a smaller time frame that the bulls are actually excited for this. And so far, it hasn't showed up in my opinion. So I would wait to buy and probably just start planning dips. But it is very strong, and the buy the dip is going to be an A+. Like I'm all about buying the dip. I'm just not sure about buying it up this high. When it goes on everyone's radar, be cautious more than optimistic.
All right, one more off the board here for Rob Meltz. CLPT, Clear Point Neuro Inc. Held that gap from had the gap, kind of gave a little bit back here. This is a tough chart, Tony. Break it down for us.
Yeah, this one. So news on something. I don't know what happened, but
good
really
news.
Good news. So again, look at these testing zones. Don't look at the moves to tell you how strong it is. Look at what it does at the testing zone. So when it made it to this testing area at 19, how did we close? Upper wick yesterday, rampaged up higher, broke that high, excitement, failed the test, pulled back down. So this is not showing me that we're getting extra moves. It can, right? It's all probabilities, but the probabilities right now are leaning more towards a pullback down, some sort of rest, like look for a pennant, look for some sort of channel down, or yes, we might just go sideways. But if this gives it up all right away, now we know this was a pump and a dump. It runs up. Everybody takes their profits. There weren't enough bulls to sustain price action, and it just starts to fall. So far, it's failing the test, and it's losing strength, not gaining strength. Big move, exciting. Hopefully you bought it down here, and if you did, time to take some profits, in my opinion. But until we can get a strong daily close above 22, I would be pretty much leaning more towards this is going to get some pullback, and then it's a matter of building more structure down here to tell us that the bulls are trying to come back in and play. So big move, failed the test. We'll see what it does now. So now it's just a waiting game, see what it does.
Tony Pawlak, running Real Life Trading, joining us here on Pre-Market Prep. Tony, always a pleasure to have you on, and go take care of those twins.
I will. I'm off to see him now.
Thanks, Tony.
See you.
Okay. We made a high, a little bit of a fade here. That's important. That 66.90 and a quarter. That just missed the close from Wednesday. So got a good level to keep an eye on here. Still up 23 handles. The only of the top stocks I'm only seeing in the green or in the red is Apple traded down 237, and that is despite some positive news.
Want to jump in here before we get to our
Oh,
next topic?
Brenster, your mic. You never have a mic issue.
Look at this. There it is. Oh, there we go.
You've never done that before. Joel does that every show, mute or something, or headset. That's the first ever time I think Brenster's had a mic issue.
First,
been a
and
pretty
it
good
won't
run
be
for
the
you.
first, and it won't be the last. Triple D.
That was good.
Here we go.
That was good. Well, it's good to know, that Brent's not perfect here, because usually he is.
I'm not a robot. I am not a robot. I swear. Hi, want to say Hive. Want to say thanks to our sponsor, Hive. This show is brought to you by Hive Digital Technologies, a global leader in green-powered data centers for Bitcoin mining, high-performance computing, and AI. Operating with nearly 0.5 gigawatt of renewable energy, Hive is on track to capture 3% of the world's Bitcoin production by the end of 2025. They did just issue a press release the other day that said they were now up to 2%. There is a little QR code in the bottom right corner of the screen, on screen right now. You can scan that code to get some more info on Hive Digital, or you can click the link in the description of this YouTube video. Thanks again to our sponsor, Hive Global.
Let's stick with the crypto theme here for a second and just talk Bitcoin, because you can do iBit, you can do whatever you want. The Bitcoin futures here wasn't a great day yesterday for Bitcoin, leaking significantly here, not bouncing this morning. What are your thoughts? Is this another dip, Mr. Elconin, to just get it hodling? What are your thoughts here, Bitcoin? Show us a chart.
My thoughts are I just spilled my water. But
I could see it happening.
You were doing so well. That mute thing happened, and then it just fell apart for you.
Okay. Boom. This is the setup for Bitcoin, and it's a clear one. It's clear. Basis the futures, folks. I watched the futures contract in this just because, it's the data that I have in front of me, and I'm not going to be on my phone all the time watching the 24-hour market. For a programming note on Tuesday, we are going to have King Louis Sykes coming on all the way from New Zealand. For Crypto Corner on Tuesday. This guy's been following the crypto market for a long time. Had a great chat with him yesterday, or what is it, Sunday for him? I don't even know what day it is over there. But this is what happened with Bitcoin. You made that new all-time high back in August. You had all this euphoria, right? You had the sell-off, and then you got half of that move back. And now you're peeling back, and you're coming back down on the low of the move. So the basis, the futures, the bulls absolutely have to hold, let's call it 108,000. If it doesn't hold 108,000, and boy, am I going to get the heat off this. We had a high of, oh boy, water everywhere. 127,000. Let's just call it a 20-point break. A 20-point break off 119. I'd say you got, if it can't hold this recent low here, I think you got I think this thing's going sub 100K. I think it's going back.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, man. Bitcoin going under 100K.
Can't have Bitcoin going down here. Retail
that is the hottest take
traders,
on Wall
get in
Street.
there and buy.
You
can't allow Bitcoin to go down to 100,000.
Am I the only person on Wall Street that's saying that Bitcoin has the potential to go under 100,000?
The hate mail's coming for you right now. I'm starting it. Do Ethereum too. You might as well just get pounded, because I don't think you're gonna like this chart here either. Ethereum looks like a little toppy to me. I'm no technician, but I don't really love the chart of this.
Oh, you lost the 50-day. I didn't even
Don't lose the 50.
Oh my gosh, the 50-day. So you know what that automatically means from my algorithmic trading? It's going to the 200-day. It's going to the 200.
We don't have a 200-day on that chart.
Oh,
so
but we will. We will. We will.
Add it.
We will. We will go to style. We will go to inputs. Look at this. Am I like a trade station wizard here? Now, I don't want the 5 dot. Look at this. This is where for Ethereum. Get your bids out here, folks.
See it.
Oh, 31.14 for Ethereum. Everyone, Bitcoin. Oh boy, you know it's going to be up $10,000 over the weekend.
Yeah. That's what happened.
There it is. The bloom is off the rose like it is in Oracle, like it is in S&Ps. I'll tell you, bad news if we don't take out this premium. I'm super bearish today. I don't know why. I'm glad I wasn't bearish when I woke up because I'd be down a lot of money. But if we don't take out that pre-market high, we don't work our way into the 6,700 handle. Oh boy, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. All my nodes, all my everything is completely soaked. Thank you, Dennis.
Do you know what stock is really leading the charge of Bitcoin down? You know which stock is really like falling apart?
MSTR.
And I think it's closing on that nav. Is MSTR. MSTR is just leading the charge down. Even when crypto pops, it's not popping much. And it's leading the charge down. And you got to start thinking, like, you got this nav. And I don't know where. I guess we could go look because MicroStrategy actually tracks it on their website. But you got this gap between. Let's go find out. MicroStrategy.
I can look in the background.
You know,
MicroStrategy. Go to their website. MicroStrategy is fully transparent. They have it right on the front page. Usually, the MicroStrategy website. Well, it used to be there. Well, no, this ain't. Maybe
no, they took it off.
MicroStrategy.
you compliment them and they take it off.
Strategy.com. Yeah, I know it's there. Strategy.com. The nav on this puppy is.
Where do you find it?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of statistics on this. Are you on the site too?
Yeah. Yeah.
$70,000. So that's where.
Oh, I see it. Okay,
where, yeah, of the holdings. So 70,000 is a Bitcoin nav. So, but then take that to the price of the stock. Because the stock's 300, so it's trading at a 40% premium to NAV. The question is this going to close the whole damn thing?
Oh,
because that would bring us down. Well, you're basically, if you're buying MicroStrategy right now, they have. It's so confusing. I should have been more ready for this here because I can't. Their stats are all just letters because that's Michael Saylor's way. So I'm not sure exactly what a lot of this stuff means on here, but anyways, it's trading, still trading. Bottom line, it's trading with a significant premium to NAV. I'm not sure why, when it's just a Bitcoin holding company, that you want to go buy MicroStrategy and not just Bitcoin. Why pay a premium for it? You don't have to do that anymore. There's a million other ways to buy Bitcoin. Why have to buy it through MicroStrategy and pay a premium for your Bitcoin? I don't get it.
Because you get exposure to Saylor then.
But Saylor is now just a one-trick pony. It's all he's been for a while. He just buys Bitcoin. I think the NAV is squeezing here. I think they're squeezing that gap, and I think it could eventually, close a lot more. I don't see a reason for this to be trading at a 40% premium because it's in MicroStrategy. It doesn't make any sense to me.
You know what, that line? I kept that line up there at 352.80. That's the 200-day. That's the 200-day moving average. This is trading $53 below the two. So what do you do after that?
This is selling hard, man. Because just think about where we were a few years ago when you couldn't even, buy Bitcoin. Now it's like it's everywhere.
You can buy it everywhere.
like what I mean, you can always go buy the, get the Coinbase account and go do it. But there's no ETFs. Now that ETFs are out there, why pay this huge premium for it? So this is just MSTR. I think a lot of people keep trying to buy the dips on this thing. I think you're way better to buy the dip on Bitcoin than your MSTR. I think it's going to continue to close. I don't think this is the best vehicle anymore. It's time. The ship has sailored.
Oh! Boom, boom, boom. Boom.
Okay, yeah, we'll be here all day, folks, in the STN room. We'll have more puns for you.
Don't forget to tip your bartender either.
Yeah, there you go.
You sound good. You sound better today, Dennis. You sounded.
Well, I got to start getting a little bit better. I've been sick. This nasally voice here is driving me absolutely berserk. Get smoked with COVID last Friday. Saturday, Sunday, can't get out of bed. Monday, I try to make it through the show, and I do. Trying to come and trying to get better for you guys. So we're coming.
Thanks, Triple D.
All right, 850.
What about BMNR? They're asking about. I don't know the BMNR premium over. Is there anybody that tracks that? Anybody know the BMNR premium over Ethereum?
Good. I think it's a great question. We might have to go do the research over in STN.
I don't know if we're gonna find that in time.
Yeah.
Maybe they put it right on their site too. Michael Saylor puts it right up there. Let's go look. Crypto. Oh, yeah, look. Crypto nav tracker. Just with a quick Google, they go and look. Ethereum, BMNR. I don't know.
Well, I just, if you don't, if you're not following what Dennis is talking about, I just want to give you one example of a stock trading way over its NAV for a very long time. And what happens to those kind of stocks? Icon Enterprises. Do you know what happened this
Wow,
day?
he's got so many problems now.
Do you know what happened this day, this month, back in December of 2013? He sold Apple and Warren Buffett bought it. I remember. I mean, this is a monthly, so I can't nail down the exact
Uncle
day where it
Carl.
was, but that's what happened. That's what happened. That's when remember when that thing went to 149.77.
Yeah, we did an article on it when we were running PreMarket Info. Our site used to be called PreMarket Info, and we're like, this is now trading 68% above NAV or something like that.
Yep.
That was the top. That was the all-time high.
Now it's $8.19.
It's got a 24% dividend. Kramer says he doesn't know what's in it. I don't really know what's in it either. So it's just been a mess. So Uncle Carl wants one of the kings of Wall Street for sure. That IEP stock has just been a place where money goes to die for the last decade. I don't know what's going on wrong there, but man, there's a lot of things going on.
Think about the return versus the market too. All right. Okay, we are going to wrap it up on this Friday. Another exciting week on pre-market prep and even a more exciting week in the Stock Trader Network room. A lot of movement, a lot of exciting opens and closes. So if you're going to get your free trial, you better get it quickly here. That's going to wrap it up today, folks. As we drift away from that pre-market high, let's stay green on the session. Let's not make a new low for the week. That's all I have for you, folks. Everyone have a great weekend. And I don't do many guarantees in sports, but I am guaranteeing that Michigan will not lose this weekend. You know how they have a bye.
They have a bye.
Oh, good call.
All right, everyone.
On that one.
Have a great weekend.